Now that LEGO has the Dungeons & Dragons license, it is obvious that they have a proficiency bonus in working with this property. After their first initial great release that you can see here, I was worried they may be done with the property, so I was extremely excited to hear about a collectible minifigure line in the works. But did they roll a natural 20 like they did with their Red Dragon's Tail set released earlier this year? Well, that's a great question. Why don't you come with me on a whirlwind adventures to the ends of the earth where we'll find mystery, danger, and possibly some Dungeons and Dragons as we explore the LEGO Collectible Minifigures Dungeons and Dragons line. You will discover 12 different minifigures in this series. Some of them brave adventurers, some of them evil villains, and all of them wickedly awesome. As you will see, each of them comes with some awesome painting on their torso and legs, as well as some unique pieces that are really, really neat, and some really cool accessories. Can you tell that I've really been excited about this line and been waiting anxiously for it? Let's start our journey with the evil vampire, Strahd van Sarowich. He comes with a sword, a chalice, and a double-sided head. Here you can see his vampire teeth like he's ready to bite, and here you'll see his cocky smirk. As you will see with all the figures in this line, they have some great painting on them. His torso's painted, his arms have details on them, his back, even the back of his legs. Yes, amazing. And of course, old Strahd has to come with his pet rats. That's right, if you ever have to fight him in D&D, you might be up against an army of evil rats. Next up, we have the enigmatic ruler of Sigil, the Lady of Pain. Sigil is pretty much the crossroads of the multiverse in D&D, and really not much is known about her other than the fact that you don't want to get on her bad side. You can remove her helmet, but she just has a black head underneath. That's right, there is no face printing on her head. She has some really nice printing on her torso and dress, as well as this nice cape on the back. And here's a nice look underneath the cape. And her accessory is the wondrous item, a cubic gate, which will allow her to transport to other planes of existence. And coming down the aisle next is Zac Tam, a lich and leader of the Red Thay Wizards. If you recently watched the Dungeons & Dragons movie Honor Amongst Thieves, you might recognize that name and this character. He has some nice lich necromantic looking printing on his torso and robes, and even on his back, but none on his arms, sadly. He comes with a red spell piece as well as a translucent red skull, which is pretty cool. I don't recall seeing any LEGO skulls in this color. Next up, we have Tasha, the Witch Queen. You may recognize her from Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. She comes with a double-sided head, one looking very serious, and one seems to be laughing hideously. She's also got her spellbook as well as a cauldron. And look at that hair and hat combo piece. Awesome. And also some great printing on her arms and torso and legs. And you may find yourself asking, well, I wonder what's in her spellbook. Well, I'm glad you asked. It's actually the spell for Tasha's hideous laughter. Makes sense, right? And no campaign is complete without a Mindflayer. That's right, this terrible enemy can be yours if you collect him in this series. He comes complete with his iconic tentacles for a mouth and a very cool robe, which includes some nice printing on the arms and back. And as you can see, his headpiece is all one molded part, which is amazing. So you can just easily take it off and you have a flayed headless Mindflayer, if that was something you wanted. And he also comes with a cute little pet intellect devourer. Aren't those walking brains that will devour your thoughts just so cute? And these little guys happen to show up in the movie recently. And yeah, I have a few psionic powers of myself. You want to know, will the intellect devourer go on a minifigure's head? And the answer is yes. Here he is on my head. And flying in next is an Aarakocra Ranger, and no, unfortunately, it's not Jonathan from Dungeons & Dragons Honor Amongst Thieves. He has some epic printing on the front and back of his torso, and he is sporting the satyr legs from earlier minifigures. But look at those epic wings and this really cool eagle-looking head. He is just amazing. Kind of takes me back to the Chima days. And no Dungeons & Dragons Ranger is complete without an animal sidekick, and our Korka has this cute little dog. And coming in hot on his heels is the Tling Sorcerer, or Sorceress, depending on which head you use. That's right, one cool thing about this series is that a lot of the playable characters you get 2 heads with, so you can make the character a male or female. Our Tling Sorcerer, or Sorceress, comes with printing on torso and legs, with printing on the front and back of the torso, as well as on the arms. And as you can see, you also get a 3-pronged spell accessory, which looks really cool in that translucent purple. Both the headpieces come with 2 sides. That's right, you have alternate expressions for both the male and the female tiefling. And we can't go on until we talk about this baby dragon. Look how cute this little baby dragon is. The perfect accessory. It makes me want to buy a ton of these figures so I can have an army of cute baby dragons. And next up comes the smooth sounds of the elf bard. Like before, you get 2 double-sided heads. You can have a male elf bard or a female elf bard, complete with scarf, sword, and very cool loot. No, I don't mean treasure, like a lute, like a musical instrument. Check out the detail on that, and yes, it's printed. And with the double-sided heads, your male or female bard can be singing or just smiling. And following right along with the music is the Gith Warlock. You, again, get a male and female head and this really cool staff with an eyeball at the top. Who wouldn't want a staff with an eyeball at the top? Am I right? And some cool shoulder pads, as well as printing on the torso, front and back, and on the leg. Looks like there may be some potions hiding in that belt on her back. There is no printing on the arms, but the shoulder pads kind of cover it up, so it doesn't matter as much. And you also get that really wicked looking blade. And playing shortstop, oh, I probably shouldn't have done that, is the Halfling Druid. But if you really wanted to, you could probably make this a Gnome Druid as well if you got creative. You again get a male and female head, but check out that male head with the mutton chops. Pretty epic. We also get this little bird in a new color, as well as a cool hood with antlers on it. Yes, very druidy. And second to last, we get the Dwarf Barbarian. My only complaint here is that I wish I would have had a beard for the male. But still a cool figure. You get 2 heads, male and female, both with double-sided expressions. With the shorter legs, they don't have printing on them, but the torso does have printing on the front and the back, as well as some printing on the arms. I'm telling you, these figures just look amazing. Lego really outdid themselves. You get a torch as well as a battle axe. This is a completely new battle axe mold, and it is very cool. I need a whole armory of these things because it is tremendous. Oh, it's just so shiny. And here's a closer look at their heads, lad. As you can see, the female has a small slit in her eyebrow because she's been duking it out with some pretty dangerous creatures. And as you can see, the male looks like he has lost a tooth. I mean, barbarians, they don't always have all their teeth, right? And yeah, I can't really explain this. I just had an urge to put my barbarian on a dinosaur. I mean, a Triceratops just seems like a fitting ride for a Dwarf Barbarian. And last but not least, we have the Holy Warrior. That's right, the Dragonborn Paladin. And he comes with some really epic armor that fits over his torso that I also need a whole armory of. I tell you, this is just one snazzy looking Dragonborn. And from what I have seen in store, he is the hardest one to track down and find. Apparently a lot of people are after him. But let's get this armor off so you can see the amazing printed details of the torso and the arms and the legs on the front and on the back. This is just a really cool figure. Have I mentioned that LEGO really went all out and really went above and beyond on these figures? Oh, I did? Well, look at this guy. Look at this printing. Wow. And looks like he's got a hidden potion back there to save for later. He comes with really cool armor. He also has this mace with a translucent part on top and a really cool shield with a dragon symbol on it. Mine is got a little bit messed up paint, but still a really cool shield nonetheless. And that completes this look at the 12 Dungeons & Dragons collectible minifigures. Each one of them is unique, and there are some amazingly unique and cool pieces in this line. I highly suggest it. Not only if you play Dungeons & Dragons with LEGO as your miniatures, but if you're a LEGO collector, and you especially if you like fantasy themes, this is an epic collection. And that about wraps it up for this campaign, player characters. Thanks for watching. If this video was beneficial, and I hope that it was, please consider liking and subscribing. And until next time, keep playing D&D and keep building. Oh, are you still here? Oh, well, check out my cool dice.